All right, Denver Nuggets lose again to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and it was an absolute fucking massacre of a game if we're just going to call it what it was out there. Minnesota wins 113 to 96, so they won by not quite 20 points. What is that? 17 points. They won by 17, but it felt like they got blown out by fucking 40 points. We'll get to the player stats here in a second, but this is the lead. You'd see some baby blue in here for Denver. Beautiful color, but it's just all dark blue. It is all Minnesota all fucking game long. It was insane. If you see right here, biggest lead for Denver was 0 points. Minnesota's biggest lead was 27 points. Longest run was only 9 points. Minnesota had a 9-0 run at some point, but they had one run. It was like 22 to 5. They had all sorts of different runs, just not like a 15 to 0 run. But anyway, the game was tied 0 times. There was 0 lead changes in the game. Minnesota came out and got the lead and just never relinquished the lead. I'm a Spurs fan personally, but I love the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're full of a bunch of dogs. There's Can you name anybody on their team that's not a dog? Because I can't. Bones Highland, Dante DiVincenzo, and Rudy Gobert. We hate on Rudy Gobert because he's clumsy. He makes not boneheaded plays, just uncoordinated plays out there, but he was just amazing on defense. Victor Wembanyama is the best defender in the NBA. For sure, I don't think it's that close. Again, I'm speaking as a Spurs fan. Is Wemby a better one-on-one post defender than Rudy Gobert? No, he's just not. Wemby can't guard Jokic as well as Rudy Gobert can one-on-one. Can't guard Şengün. Name some other big men. Joel Embiid, he can't do as good of a job as Rudy Gobert does on those players. And they're just playing Rudy one-on-one against Jokic. I was gonna say for the most part, but they're pretty much never bringing help for Rudy. He had one play, I think it was the first quarter. He just guarding Jokic one on one. Jokic tries to go to his little right-handed hook shot, and Rudy Gobert just blocks that shit. Again, no help, just one-on-one matchup. There's another play. It was the first or second quarter. It's in the half-court set, but Jokic gets past Rudy Gobert. He's trying to go for a little layup, and Rudy Gobert gives him a little mini chase down and blocks his shit up on the backboard. So Rudy Gobert is amazing. Jaden McDaniels, dog. Julius Randle, dog. Anthony Edwards, we already know Anthony Edwards is a dog. Um, who was it? DeSomo? I'm pretty sure that's, yeah, right here. Io DeSumo, fucking dog, had an amazing game out there as well, but Minnesota just dominates the game. We'll get to the player stats here in a second. Here's the team stats. First thing I'll say, again, I'm a Spurs fan. Denver beats the Spurs in the final game of the season. If you're a Denver fan watching, let me know what y'all think. But I think Denver wanted to lose that game because if Denver would have lost to the Spurs in the final game of the season, LA would be the number 3 seed. Denver would drop down to 4. They would have matched up against the Houston Rockets in round 1. Then they would have played the winner of the Spurs Blazers series. So most likely see San Antonio in round 2 and then not have to see OKC until the conference finals. But with the way Denver set themselves up, now they have to go through Minnesota round 1. Then, yeah, they're the 3 seed. So OKC would play the winner of the 4 or 5. Now OKC would play the winner of the 4 or 5. So OKC is going to get to play Houston or the Lakers. But if Minnesota would have dropped down to the 4 seed, they'd be playing Houston right now in round 1. But if the Nuggets are able to win the championship, again, I'm a Spurs fan. I'm not a Nuggets hater. I think they're an amazing team, but they'd have to go through the Timberwolves, most likely the Spurs, then most likely the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals, then probably, I would say Boston in the finals. Boston, Detroit, they'd have a tough matchup in the finals as well. So, of course, I want the Spurs to win, but if Denver can win the championship, it'll be probably the most amazing championship run I've ever seen. Back to the last game of the season, real quick, though. They played Jokic only 20 minutes. He played the whole first half. Wemby doesn't play that game. But then they played their third stringers. They played their third stringers pretty much all game, just all third stringers and second stringers in the second half of that game. And their third stringers are playing awesome. They're knocking down all these shots. They're outplaying the Spurs. We have all of our starters except for Victor Wembanyama in there for that final game of the season. And I think Adelman, the Nuggets coach, I think he wanted to lose that final game of the season. So I think the Nuggets tried to again. They don't play Jokic that whole second half. They play a bunch of third stringers, and the third stringers just playing badass. They're playing great. And if I'm Adelman, I'm not gonna go out there and say, "Hey guys, I know y'all are playing awesome, but it's time to miss some shots. Let's make sure that we get to play the Rockets in the first round." Again, in hindsight, even at the moment of the final game of the season, I'm thinking it'll be better for us as a Spurs fan if the Nuggets lose. It'll be better for the Nuggets if the Nuggets lose, just for their path through the playoffs. But again, their third stringers are playing badass. I don't think Coach Adelman's gonna come out and say, "Let's start missing some shots, guys," when they're playing awesome and just building confidence for the playoffs. But again, looking back, especially at this point, I think Denver should have definitely lost that game and dodged Minnesota in the first round. As a Spurs fan, if I was in Denver's position, I would want to dodge Minnesota in the first round. I don't want to fucking play Denver. I don't want to play Minnesota. I don't want to play OKC, but you're going to have to play some tough matchups if you're going to win the championship. But again, Minnesota wins by 17. Denver has 40 rebounds. Minnesota has 53. Aaron Gordon, I want to say it's his hamstring he has strained again. He wasn't playing this game. And they miss Aaron Gordon so bad. He's their best defender out there. He does a lot of rebounding. He can knock down the three balls. He can attack closeouts. He has a post game. I can just keep going. He can hit mid range. There's really nothing. He can play make out of the pick and roll. He can play make. He can be the roll man. He can be the ball handler in the pick and roll. He can just do so much for Denver. And the main thing they're missing him on is defense, in my opinion, but he does so much more out there. So it's going to be tough without Aaron Gordon. They do get out rebounded by 13 rebounds. This is the most glaring stat. Denver had fucking 12 assists. 12 assists all game long. That's so unlike the Denver Nuggets. They're the best offense in the NBA. All about ball movement, all about swinging the ball around. But if y'all watch the game, they're initiating all their offense outside the 3-point line. When Jokic isn't in the game, even when he was in the game, things weren't going much better, but they could not get paint touches. Again, Gobert was just amazing out there. He's playing one-on-one defense against Nikola Jokic, and they're saying, "Hey, Jokic, if you're going to cook Rudy Gobert for 40 or 50 points, we're just going to shake your hand and say, good game, bro." But they just have Gobert again, just one-on-one on Jokic, and just playing everyone else manned up. And again, just daring Jokic to score 40 points. I'm sure he'll come out next game and make an adjustment. I will make the point, whenever Minnesota and Denver played their last playoff series, it may have been last year. I honestly can't remember, but either last year or the year before, there was a playoff series with the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. Minnesota blew Denver out by like 20 points, just like this game. The next game, Denver came out and blew them out by 25 points. So Denver's the championship team. They're going to make adjustments. Jokic is going to make adjustments. They're going to come out and play differently and hopefully better for Denver fans, but the 12 assists is just so insane out there. Minnesota has 31 assists, so it was a total opposite. Ball's just swinging around, hopping around. In game two, Minnesota was settling for a bunch of three balls. Julius Randle, Anthony Edwards. DiVincenzo's a great shooter, so I'm not so mad about him settling for three balls, but it was the opposite this game. Just Julius Randle, Anthony Edwards. Desumu did a great job as well. Bones Highland get 2 feet in the paint, swing, 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 open threes. There was a play, two plays by Rudy Gobert. One of them, he's coming down against Jokic. It's in the half court. Hits Jokic with a little Euro step and gets a left-handed and one. If y'all remember that play, there was another play by Gobert. He's the roll man, catches the ball off the pick and roll. So that's already a win in itself. Rudy Gobert managed to catch the ball, and then he catches. Jokic comes to help, and he dumps it right down. Little left-handed dump off to Julius Randle. Pretty sure he got an and one dunk on that play. So Gobert played amazing defense. Of course, people love to hate on him, but he's one of the best defenders of all time, if we're just being honest. So he did a good job defensively. He played well on offense also, and I think Rudy Gobert was everyone played well, but he was like the number one most impactful player for Minnesota, in my opinion. Timberwolves have 6 steals, Denver has 5, pretty much a wash. Minnesota has the 5 blocks, Denver has 2. I know Gobert had at least 2 blocks by himself against Nikola Jokic. Both teams have 10 turnovers, so it's not like Minnesota. I mean, both teams took great care of the ball. It's not like Minnesota was turning Denver over like crazy because they only had 10 turnovers. But again, they're just initiating their offense out behind the 3-point line where Minnesota is getting so many touches down low in the paint. One play that comes to mind, it was Minnesota, rather Denver's first or second offensive possession. Jokic, he's trying to back down. He takes one dribble, goes for another dribble, and he forgot the ball. He just lost the handle. Nobody ripped it away from him or anything. He just goes to dribble again, and he left the ball behind. Jaden McDaniels comes up and gets the steal. If y'all remember, it was like the second offensive possession of the game for Denver. Jaden McDaniels gets the steal, and I'm pretty sure they got a fast break bucket out of that. So that's just uncharacteristic for Jokic to have those kind of turnovers. But again, we have to give Denver credit. Their perimeter defense was just insane. Denver shoots 34% from the field, 25% from three, 80% from the free throw line is what you expect for them, but 34% from the field and 25% from three is just insane defense. Minnesota's 47% from the field. They're 26% from three, so both teams are shooting terrible from three. Then Minnesota's 76% from the line. Minnesota's not a great free throw shooting team, so the 76% doesn't surprise me so much. One play that stands out to me, though, with Denver's 34% from the field, it's in the fourth quarter. Jaden McDaniels is one-on-one against Jamal Murray. He won't even let Jamal Murray get within like 5 feet behind the three-point line. If y'all remember, Jaden's up on him. It's maybe 4 minutes left in the fourth. The game's just about over. Jamal Murray tries to hit a left-to-right crossover, just bumps right into McDaniels, tries to hit an in and out. McDaniels just bumps him again. No foul, just sliding his feet all over Jamal Murray. Jamal tries to make another move. The crowd's going crazy. They love Jaden McDaniels, and they're really appreciating the defense he was playing. Forgot how that possession ended, but Denver didn't get a bucket on that possession. And if y'all remember, it was like 3 or 4 minutes left in the fourth, and Jaden McDaniels just putting the clamps on Jamal Murray. Minnesota has 68 points in the paint. Denver has 34. They literally had twice as many points in the paint as Denver did. You're usually going to lose that game. Denver's 19 second chance points. Minnesota is 10. Again, Minnesota got 13 more rebounds, but Denver does a good job just getting offensive rebounds and getting those open three balls. 21 fast break points to Minnesota, only 7 for Denver. They're just getting out in transition and just destroying the Nuggets in transition. Moving on to the player stats, though. We'll start with the Nugs. A lot of bad performances from the role players, to be honest. Christian Braun, he's 0 for 4. He only has 2 points, 2 rebounds, 0 turnovers. He gets a block out there. Just a horrible offensive performance. They don't need Christian Braun to score 20 points per game, but they're looking for him to give you like 12 to 15. He played really good defense out there. He always does. He had his one block was a late block on DiVincenzo's jumper, if y'all remember. Good defense, but just not enough from a role player in Christian Braun, who's usually much better. DiVincenzo was amazing defensively on him, and Denver, they had a lot of bad performances from their role players, their star players as well. But I'm going to give Minnesota the brunt of the credit because they were just amazing defensively. Cam Johnson, he's 6 points on 2 for 6. He's 0 for 3 from 3. He has the 1 steal. When Denver got Cam Johnson, I thought it was not a downgrade. I thought he'd be about as productive as Michael Porter Jr. He's not as good of a rebounder. He's percentage-wise, he's like just as good as Michael Porter Jr. as a three-point shooter. I feel like his ISO game, he's a decent ball handler. He can get to his mid-range game. He can do a lot of things that Michael Porter Jr. does, but Michael Porter Jr., he's 6'10", 6'11". He's a much better rebounder, much better defender than Cam Johnson. has been just disappointing for the most part, in my opinion, for Denver, and just a bad game for him tonight. Spencer Jones, 6 points on 2 for 3. He has one block out there. Just a whatever game for Spencer Jones. If he does this out there, that's kind of it's an okay game if the other players have it going. They're not asking for too much from Spencer Jones. He's 2 for 2 from 3, help space out the court, but again, it's just not enough out there, dude. Bruce Brown, 9 points. He's 4 for 7, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Played solid defense. I thought Bruce Brown was fine out there. Nanji, I honestly don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. He doesn't play too much, but he had the 10 points. He's 2 for 2, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. I feel like he did more than enough in his role player position. Julian Strawther, he has 6 points on 2 for 7. He's 1 for 3 out there. They're just missing Aaron Gordon so bad. Strawther, usually expect a little more from him. He's a really good knockdown 3-point shooter. He's a decent player, but just an all-around off night for all the boys out there. Tim Hardaway Jr., he's 3 for 8 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3, 5 rebounds. Bit of an off night. He's a streaky shooter and scorer, but again, we'll get to Jokic and Murray. They didn't do enough. Just all around, they weren't drawing a bunch of gravity with them being so off shooting tonight, and it just kind of trickled down to all the rest of their role players. Jamal Murray and Jokic aren't drawing that attention. These other players aren't getting open looks, and then it just turned into a bad performance for the whole team. Jamal Murray, he's 5 for 17 out there, 16 points. He took more shots than he had points, so that's always bad to see. He's 0 for 5 from 3. He's been a bit off from 3 so far in this series, so hopefully for Denver fans, he'll get it going. 3 rebounds, 4 assists, only 1 turnover, so that's 1 plus you could take, just the 1 turnover. Jamal Murray, I want to say Dante DiVincenzo was guarding him for the most part and just did an amazing job on him. Again, they're kind of just trying to let Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic play one-on-one, take away all the role players, which they did tonight. And like I was saying earlier, Jokic took 26 shots, Jamal Murray took 17. Minnesota's basically saying, Jokic, Jamal, if y'all can combine for 70, 80 points and we lose the game, then so be it. But we don't think that Jamal Murray can cook Dante DiVincenzo all series one-on-one. We don't think that Nikola Jokic can cook Rudy Gobert one-on-one for the whole series. And through these first 3 games, it's worked out. Again, Denver will make adjustments. I think Nikola Jokic will definitely play better than this. Just like Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic took 26 shots for 27 points. So he had about just as many shot attempts as he did points. 7, 14, 21, 28. He's about 25% from the field, so that's really bad as well. 2 for 10 from 3. Does take the 11 free throws, so you did a good job getting to the line. If I just told you 27 points and 15 rebounds, you probably think that's a really good game. It is for most players, but 20% from 3, basically 25% from the field. The most glaring stat would be the 4 turnovers and the 3 assists. Just like I was saying again, they're trying to take away everyone around Nikola Jokic. Don't let him have those 10-plus assist games, and it's been working great so far. For Jokic, they were down really bad for most of the game. In the fourth quarter, Nikola Jokic took a couple threes that he normally wouldn't have taken. There was one on the right wing. Forgot who passed him the ball, but he caught it and just shot it immediately, which he doesn't usually do. Usually Jokic will catch the ball. He'll kind of scan the defense, tuck in his elbow, and let it rip if they leave him, 3 or 4 feet of room. But I noticed he took at least 2 or 3 threes in the fourth quarter where I feel like he was really rushing him. He normally wouldn't do that, but he was basically in, I don't want to say panic mode, but he knew they needed him to score 35, 40 points, and he'll probably come out, I don't know what they're going to do, dude. They'll probably come out next game and try to be more aggressive and try to cook Gobert one-on-one, but it hasn't been working so far. Just really, really off nights for Jokic and Murray. Usually Jokic has a great plus-minus. He was minus 21. He had the lowest plus-minus out of everybody on his team this game. And Just a bad game. Just a bad game for Jokic. I think he'll be better next game because he can't be much worse than this, at least based on his standards we have for him. But I think Gobert's just going to keep playing really good one-on-one defense, and we'll see if they can make an adjustment as a team to kind of counter that. We'll get to Jaden McDaniels in a second. He was the best player for the Timberwolves in my opinion. Naz Reid has 5 points. He's 2 for 7. Knocks down the 1-3. I think it was in the fourth quarter. 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Just really great defense out there. Not a great offensive game, but awesome defense. I love Bones Highland. He has 6 points. He's 2 for 5, 4 rebounds. Same thing though. He only plays 15 minutes, but just really energetic on defense. He brings so much energy for the team. He's kind of their spark plug off the bench. Him and Naz Reid. Bones Highland had one play in the fourth quarter. Spencer Jones is trying to guard him. He hits him with I think it's a right to left between the legs. Spencer Jones, he touches 2 hands. He has 2 hands touching the earth so he doesn't fall down. Doesn't cross the shit out of him, but Spencer Jones touched the earth. Bones hits him with the right to left. Spencer Jones touches the earth. He gets back up. He's back in his defensive stance. Bones comes off a Rudy Gobert screen. Spencer Jones goes under the screen. Spencer Jones probably has an open. It's like a 35-foot three. Probably wasn't a great shot, but Bones Highland said, I just made this man touch the earth. I'm going to let this shit fly. Just rips a 35-foot three, and the game wasn't totally over, but you know that one really, really fucking hurt the Nuggets. So I love Bones Highland. Julius Randle was a dog out there, just like with Gobert and Murray. He took 15 shots for 15 points. It's not a great efficiency. Misses all 3 of his threes. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block. He has the 1 turnover. Just an absolute dog. Plays such great defense. Before the series started, I thought they'd have Julius Randle guarding Nikola Jokic basically one-on-one, then have Rudy Gobert kind of roaming the back line to come up and help out on Jokic if Julius Randle needed the help. But they surprised me. It's just Rudy Gobert one-on-one on Jokic, and there's no reason to change it until Denver makes an adjustment, which they will going into game 4, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see that adjustment they make, but just really physical defense. Julius Randle was drawing a bunch of fouls as well. And again, his 6 for 15 shooting performance doesn't really reflect the impact he had on the game. Rudy Gobert is a fucking dog, dude. 10 points. He's 3 for 7 from the field. Knocks down 4 of his 5 free throws, so that's awesome to see from Rudy. 10 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks. 2 of them were on Jokic. I forgot who his other block was against, but he was just a dog out there. 0 turnovers. Does have the 3 assists. 2 of them were really clean as well. One was in a short pick and roll. I already talked about it, but he caught the ball. So that's the best part. Love to see Rudy Gobert catching the ball out there. But then he caught it, turns around, Jokic steps up. Little left-handed dump down to Julius Randle for the easy dunk, if y'all remember that play. So, again, just amazing defense on Nikola Jokic all game long. We already saw Jokic's stats. He held him to 27 points on 7 for 26 shooting. Forced him into 4 turnovers as well. And probably between Gobert, McDaniels, and Dosunmu, I pick Rudy Gobert as my favorite player from this game. He had the largest impact on this win, in my opinion. Dosunmu was amazing. He's 10 for 15 out there from the field, 25 points, misses his 3 threes, 9 assists and 3 rebounds. This man just lived in the paint. He had 2 feet in the paint whenever he wanted to. Missed his 3 threes. I'm not going to pull up his shot chart, but I'm sure it's just a bunch of shots all inside the paint. I think he knocked down 1 or 2 mid-range jumpers, but it just felt like everything was layups inside the paint. Got 2 feet in the paint, kicking out to his shooters. Has the 9 assists as well. He had at least 1 or 2 lobs up top to Rudy Gobert. I think he had one to McDaniels on the fast break. And Dosunmu, he was just amazing out there. He's brought a lot of energy so far for the series. I don't think they expect him to score 25 points every game. I mean, of course they don't. They probably don't even expect him to score 20 plus, but he just comes in, get 2 feet in the paint, and just awesome things happened all game. Ant-Man has the 17 points. He's 7 for 15, 2 for 8 from 3, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, only 2 turnovers. Just like I said last game, Anthony Edwards, he only has 3 assists, but he catches the ball. They're just loading up. There's a shell. There's 2 or 3 people watching Anthony Edwards. Blows by his first defender. The help comes over. Anthony Edwards made the right pass just like he was last game. Kicks it out. Maybe the guy he passes to isn't wide open, but now you have 2 or 3 guys on this side of the court. He kicks it over to the weak side corner. One more pass, wide open 3 for Naz Reid, wide open 3 for DiVincenzo, McDaniels, whoever it was. And he did a great job. Again, just like last game, getting 2 feet in the paint, getting double teamed, and making that pass really quickly before the defense can recover. I was talking about Anthony Edwards. People make the Kobe comparisons with how athletic he is with his play style. I like the comparison. I think it's fine. Not so much to compare their play styles, but just to compare where Kobe Bryant was when he was 25 years old. I think Anthony Edwards turns 25 in August. When Kobe was around that age, just like Anthony Edwards, I don't think Ant's a ball hog, but he's looking for his shot more often than not. If I'm passing you the ball, it's probably because I wasn't able to get a good look for myself. And just like with Kobe, when Kobe was around that age, he started trusting his teammates more and more. And even if he's not getting the assist, he's getting loaded up on this side of the court. Just like with Anthony Edwards, 2 or 3 guys looking at Kobe, makes the extra pass. Maybe he doesn't get the assist, but they make that extra pass, and then Kobe, Anthony Edwards, SGA is another great example. They might not get high assist numbers, but they just get so much attention and gravity. They make the whole game so much easier for all their teammates. So I've been noticing that with Anthony Edwards. He's just his game is maturing. He's starting to make those extra passes, even if it doesn't result in him getting assists on his stat sheet. So 6 for 15, it's not efficient. 17 points on 15 shots. Again, doesn't look like great efficiency, but his gravity is just so crazy out there. Dante DiVincenzo's a complete dog. I love DiVincenzo. 15 points, he's 6 for 13, so decent efficiency. 7 assists, 4 rebounds. He fucking had 4 steals out there. Again, just a total dog on defense. Him and Jaden and Gobert and Julius Randle, Anthony Edwards as well, Dosunmu, Naz Reid. I can't name anybody who isn't a dog on the Timberwolves whole roster. I can't really think of a specific Dante DiVincenzo play. He had a nasty corner 3. I think it was in the second quarter. His shot is just so beautiful. His release is so quick. He's so confident in himself, and their whole team just loves each other. Anthony Edwards, it was last game. Him and DiVincenzo got into it for like a second. I think it was one of them tried to pass the ball to the corner. Either Dante to Anthony or Ant-Man to Dante. The ball goes out of bounds. Anthony kind of, they're not yelling at each other, but they said, "What the fuck, man? You're supposed to be here. You're supposed to be here." Whatever it was. The whole team, they all hold each other accountable on defense. And it's just beautiful to see. You kind of see the fruits of their labor, and they're just an incredible elite defense. Denver does not match up well against the Timberwolves. Denver can still win the series. It's definitely not over. But back to my Spurs point. I don't know why they won that last game of the season. They could have ducked. They could have ducked Minnesota in the first round. Then we talked about everyone. I already talked about Julius. And then finally, Jaden McDaniels. Dosunmu, Gobert, McDaniels. Whoever you want to pick, those 3 guys had the biggest impact on the game. Jaden has the 20 points. He's 9 for 13. Just amazing efficiency out there. 10 rebounds. He does a great job rebounding. He can guard 1 through 4. He can't really guard centers. He can in little spurts there, but he can guard 1 through 4 just really, really well. He's such a good help defender. Does such a great job playing the passing lanes. He had a nasty ass lob. I think it was the first or second quarter. He had an and one alley-oop. The main play that stands out to me from Jaden McDaniels' game wasn't him blocking a shot. It wasn't him dunking on someone or knocking down a 3. I already talked about it. If y'all remember the play, it's like 3 or 4 minutes left. picks up Jamal Murray right at the half court line. Jamal Murray, he couldn't even get within 5 feet of the 3-point line. Jaden's just fucking clamping him, dude. Jamal Murray hits a left to right crossover. McDaniel slides his feet. Boom. Jamal Murray bumps into his chest. Tries to hit him with an in and out. Jaden McDaniel slides his feet again. Boom. Jamal Murray just runs right into his chest. Tries to hit him with another move. Jaden McDaniel slides his feet again. If y'all remember, the crowd is going crazy. The crowd is just going so crazy. Because of that one specific play, they're up like 17 points. And Jaden McDaniels is just picking up at half court like a madman and just sliding his feet and just clamping Jamal Murray like he did for most of the game. Just an amazing game for the Timberwolves. I just love to watch them play. Again, I'm a Spurs fan, but I love Minnesota's team. They're a bunch of dogs, and I'm scared of Denver. I'm scared of Minnesota in the second round. At first, I was thinking I would rather play Minnesota, but now I'd definitely rather play Denver if they're able to get out of this series, especially with Aaron Gordon dealing with his hamstring injury. Honestly don't think he's going to play the rest of this series. Aaron Gordon always has a hamstring injury in the playoffs. He had one last year, and now he has one again. It's just really unfortunate. Please like and subscribe, though. I'm trying to hit 7 billion subscribers. Let me know what you thought about this game. Again, the series is not over. Denver can definitely come back and win in Game 4. Like I said, it was 2 or 3 years ago. Denver, Minnesota play in a playoff series. Denver blew Minnesota out by 20. The next game, Minnesota blows them out by 25. Denver came back and blew them out by 20 points the very next game. So we're going to see the adjustments Coach Adelman makes. We're going to see the adjustments Minnesota makes. But if I'm Minnesota, I'm not making any adjustments until you force me to make in-game adjustments, because Rudy Gobert's one-on-one defense has been insane against Nikola Jokic, and he's the head of the snake. Gobert's done a great job just really mucking up everything for the Nuggets on offense. But again, please like and subscribe. 7 billion subscribers. Like the video, hate the video, tell your friends about it, do something to it. We'll see y'all next time.